Would you go transfer Ukraine?
First off, that question hella crazy.
I'll tell you what, though, this war really put Ukraine on the map.
There's ways to attain N-word ammo. You know what I mean?
I can put up photos of my mom. I can't put up photos of my around my apartment.
All right, Mike, and action.
This is an important episode for me.
Yes.
Anyone that's watching, I have to read this off the card because I wrote this on the way over here. But you're listening at home, just pretend this is off the cuff. I don't really know where to begin because I only found out about you during the pandemic, and I instantly fell in love with him. We have a guest in the studio, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
now,
he's
whether
sitting
I
here.
fell in love with him for the right or wrong reasons, I don't know. But that's the coolest thing about art, right? Is like it was up to my interpretation completely. You're definitely a genius.
Oh, stop it, Mike.
Absolutely. Or at the very least, you made me laugh during some of the worst parts of the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Glock Dara. But wait, we're going to do a shot. I only know two things about him. That's the crazy part, is and I say I royally. By I mean we and the entire staff at this company.
And those who
Loves this man.
Yeah.
And we only know two things about him. One, that you're an absurd rapper.
All right.
And that you fought in the Ukraine conflict.
Mike, when I say this is my pleasure, this is my pleasure.
It was such a bad accent.
Yo, come on, bro.
Wait, also, did you know this? But Roger Stone mentioned him in his pardon speech. When Roger Stone got pardoned by Donald Trump. Did you know this?
He mentioned me in the pardon speech?
In the speech, thanking all the people who supported him.
Oh, wow.
You're mentioned in that
I didn't
speech.
even know that.
Well, I was an integral part of a lot of things with Roger Stone for
Yeah. Dude,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is
I
what?
forgot to tell you about
Yeah,
that.
well, I did my own research.
Yeah.
Let's do the shot, though. Let's
Yes.
start this.
And there's footage of him with Roger Stone.
All right.
Well, no, some people claim that that's AI.
They're trying to get me indicted out here.
Shot to Glock.
Cheers.
Love you guys.
I know a lot about you. So
Whoa.
I have a lot of good questions,
Oh.
a lot of bad questions,
Oh.
a lot of, side talk.
Just know that if it gets physical,
Who would win?
Oh, he
In the
would take
physical
it because
altercation.
he's
Nah,
he's
but
I don't
he's-
think he could turn
He's
it
big
off.
body.
He's
big
like
body.
he's like a pit bull to me, probably, where like the jaw just locks.
Yeah.
And you're
yeah.
like, I don't.
He's
Even if he
tough, he's
wants
tough.
to stop, he
Val is
can't.
quick as shit. He would run the fuck away. I would never catch him.
We're in a locked room, bro.
He's
He
gonna
would
be
win.
scrambling on the walls. This guy's quick, bro.
Nah, I'm like Spider-Man, and he's kind of like
I would just shit myself as a defense.
he's like
mechanism.
Hulk, He's he's a tough kid. And speaking of tough, you have the cojones and the balls to join the Free Legion.
What? You
in
kidding me?
Ukraine.
That what? You said the N word on Spotify. That's way bigger balls than going to fight in Ukraine.
Really?
What? We're gonna have this debate later.
Oh,
again.
trust me, I'm
But
waiting-
this is
I'm bringing
another-
that up to him, by the
Yo,
way.
I would much rather go learn to go to war than to ever. I can't. You can't say, like it's a career killer.
You're cool with being limited. You feel me? When I feel limited, I start breathing different. Like, why are you limiting?
Oh, I'm not
Because-
saying I don't yell it out of car windows.
Oh, okay,
I'm just
okay,
saying
okay.
I don't yell it into like into a recording.
So what's harder, saying the N-word on Spotify?
Oh yeah, what is harder?
Or going to the I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yo,
at this
no.
point.
What's harder, strapping up for war
Or to go to
saying
Ukrainian
the N-word?
war,
Like
yeah.
you've done both.
Yeah.
I'm saying the N-word as a white guy.
You know, it's a lot easier. You just got to be smooth with it. It has to be like
War?
no.
Oh.
Once you're embraced by the black community, first that's he knows what that's like.
Does he?
Getting embraced?
Getting embraced.
You only have like 4 N-words to drop around the black community before the embracing simmers down a little bit. So use your 4 N-words wisely. Like you only have like a certain amount of like life, like Mortal Kombat, to say the N-word.
And then it starts thinning out.
Right. But then you could get it back. You can get respect back. Get
It's
into
like finding the mushroom. You're like, whoop, whoop, whoop,
get
I
into
got
a
another
fight.
N-word.
Get into a fight. Do
Defend a black guy, get another N-word.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
that's
like
crazy.
missions. Like
Correct. You're collecting coins.
Yeah, basically, there's ways to attain N-word ammo. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Over the years, when I turned Republican, my ammo went all the way down.
Oh, okay.
But then I felt limited, dog. I don't know what am I gonna say.
Now you're powerless.
A lot of power was missing at that point.
Because your rhyming schemes they can't.
It's just an amazing word, and when you feel limited, you can't breathe. I started getting claustrophobic in the shower.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I will agree with you that the N-word is just, to someone who doesn't use it in a negative way or view first of all, it's just cool to hear black guys say it. So it's like, oh man, like, you know, you see someone wearing some cool shit, you're like, oh man, I want to wear that, and you're like, oh, like that just sounds so much better with the N word there,
another
right?
thing is,
like,
exactly.
you're not saying it negatively. You're saying it in punctuation,
Right.
almost.
It's not
But like, it's like
you're appreciating.
Yeah,
it. You're
it's like that
right.
Denzel meme where he's just like, you know, and then they do the, you know,
Also, like in South Brooklyn, the way the Russians and Ukrainians say it, it's different than anybody else. We've adapted it in our Russian jargon, our Rushglish, or Russian.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No problem.
So
But,
like we've adopted the N word kind of in our language, where if you hear a black person say it, you're like, the fuck is that? Like, it sounds weird. So
so you call it culturally appropriated.
yeah,
the N-word.
I'm to the point where like
It's just it's your word now.
yeah, it's like our word now. Like
Right, but the question is, Retribution is the song this is the only song that was played to me by Val like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
It literally is a work of art. And I don't know if you meant it in jest or in seriousness, but I took it as one of the funniest things I've ever
Well,
heard.
here's why. When the pandemic happened, it was so unfair. Like, it was just like, what the fuck is this? A virus? Shit is shutting down. Like, where is this coming from? People felt a little bit despair. And I kind of just broke down, like, this shit came from China. Like, military scientists wanted to poison us.
Right, but you knew you were being funny with it.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
you
of
not?
course, of course.
Right, that's the
like you use
like
that as a vessel.
Like, dude, when you rhyme, like that is one of the funniest lines.
That's one
and
of
it's
his favorites.
literally, it's like, you know, it's a Dr. Seuss level rhyme, but it's so
Good.
It's so good. It's so good because it's like, you
The
know
rats,
what?
bats,
It's
cats.
because you're kind of like an insult comic, right? You're just roasting him, and it's a rhyme
And then you're making a
scheme.
point. Yeah.
And then the only thing that hurt that song is the fact that a white guy was saying the N-word. Because that song could have gone viral 900 times over.
100%.
Right? The only thing that hurt that song. The only thing. But that song doesn't work without the N-word.
Well,
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It's not the same.
It doesn't. And that's...
The Matrix gatekeepers, you know, they
You should have gotten a black chorus singer on that.
Yeah, I thought about that. The Matrix gatekeepers
To appropriate it, right?
Well, just one guy just hopping in when the N-word drops, just hopping in, quick scene of him saying N-word. The Matrix gatekeepers, they want to formulate your train of thought, and this is part of the reason why I'm just like abiding by logic and abiding by God, and like never really caring about making a viral situation. I'm just here to make people feel good, and my job is complete. You felt great, you laughed, and me, I'm getting ahead in my house. I'm
Right,
not getting
but you know
affected.
what's I mean, I guess to me as an outsider, I went like, damn, because if that word wasn't in there,
It disappoints us because we want to see
because
you.
like I'm like, this guy is just as talented and just as funny and could be bigger than a half of these like white rappers.
More everybody.
And so
yeah.
it's like, you know, it's a lot like my career where I find, I'm not saying you should ever compromise art, but I'm the king of burning my bridges as I cross them.
Yeah.
Right? Where I'm like, I could be bigger, but then my Instagram name is Slut Whisper, meaning no brand wants to talk to an account called Slut Whisper, right? I could be in actual stores with my merch, but I make rape jokes and use the word sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm constantly tripping myself up, but I am moving forward. But
Well, here's the thing.
I just think you
here's
could
the thing.
be
Here's
massive.
The thing. Everything I was saying I agree with, and I kind of don't really want to upset anybody. Part of the reason why I don't say it as much anymore, and I just want to make sure everybody's happy. You know what I mean?
Such a pile of shit.
At what point in your career, like when you started rapping, you were kind of like over it? Like how old were you? Well, you were like, yo,
Okay,
I'm done with this.
I'll tell you the story. I got like discovered by some guy from DJ Hookit in Shadyville. His name was like J Cash or some shit. Mm-hmm. At one point, like he's the one that coordinated everything with like all the other white rappers at the time, which was like Mac Miller, Sam Adams, and Chris Webby. Like those like the white rapper like elites at the time.
Yeah.
And at one point it just got so sour. It was like beef between everybody because of this guy. This guy was just kind of like a
Poison, right?
Poison, yeah.
Right, he thought there was just There's only one white rapper that could exist.
He kept turning you guys against
No,
each
he
other?
was he was like, yo, you gotta diss him and shit like that, you know. And I was just still a young kid.
He was trying to turn it into reality TV between you guys.
I mean, unfortunately, that's what sells, right?
Yeah, and it did get a lot of
unfortunately,
views, but the thing is wasn't right. It fucked up the whole chemistry of everything. We were all like trying to build.
So it wasn't collaborative after that.
We were trying to build. We were like, and it was destructive. And I was the destructive force. He was like, I was like, I don't know if you know, I was like a battle rapper at one point.
Yeah, I know who you were.
Yeah,
but
so-
he used you perfectly against because he saw that he can get you.
Yeah,
you
and
were
I
the
was
most aggressive one.
and I was broke, and I like, you know, kind of manipulated me into like making it a drama show, and you know, I put out a diss track against Chris Webby, and you know, like,
Which did well.
yeah, did numbers, but I felt terrible. It wasn't right.
artistically, is there a part of you that you're like, whatever diss rap I'm going to write, because it's art, like, this makes me happy, but then having to face the music for performing it probably is a lot different, right?
Well, you know what it was? I kind of just shit got so corny. That's why I did it. I kind of just because I was a battle rapper and it was getting real corny and shit.
Well, you're saying it was very soft.
Yeah.
Like it started becoming, yeah.
So I just wanted to make it I kind of wanted the competition as well. I wanted to make it competitive because I was a battle rapper. But when I put out the diss track, I didn't realize that a diss track is at the end of the day disrespect. You know what I mean? So
What did you think?
What did you think it
What
was?
was the hard?
So it
what was
wasn't
the
like,
worst
oh,
line you said?
Huh?
What was the worst line you said that you think hurt
I
him the
don't know,
most?
bro. It was so long ago. But
I just listened to it the other day. It's called Reality Check.
nah, but
it's the song.
The worst thing I said was probably like I don't even remember.
Saying that you're gonna like use
That I was gonna like run up and like kill them or something.
no,
like
that you were gonna summon in his mom's house or some shit like that, right?
I don't know. It was so disrespectful. And honestly, after like a year, I got like mad traction, like mad people, like mad. It was kind of the song kind of blew up on YouTube, but like I just felt so wrong about it. I messaged Webby. I'm like, look, I took it off the internet, and honestly, you know, I apologize for dissing you. You know, it wasn't right. And
Are you guys cool now?
we don't talk, but he knows that I sent that message. So I hope you know, he understands that, you know, it was no hard feelings, and God bless him. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You really found God.
No, I mean, like,
You really spiritual.
because
Very-
you know, because you know, at one point it was like about like just making it hot, exploding shit, like fucking. I just needed to spice shit up, and
That's why you went to war, because the rap game got soft, right? Because you're like, I don't want to.
No, the war thing happened a while after though, because the Chris Webby thing happened. What, you were like 22 years old?
Yeah, but now he needs
Something to replace
the
it, right?
anger. The
Yeah.
anger now has to be challenged in an actual war versus verbal warfare.
It's interesting. The Ukraine story at war is a very interesting story. I want him to explain to us how the Ukraine thing happened, because you're like one of those people that always needs a lot of action. Like you need like competitive action. You need kind of like. You need some kind of like you need to climb a hill type of dude. You're one of those guys.
Not necessarily, bro. First off, the Ukraine war was crazy. Let's just talk about that.
Wait, let's spark one.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's not go on a tangent of the whole war. Let's talk about how you.
Well, I
ended
was
up
in
the
Miami,
war.
right? I was on the beach, exactly. I'm on the beach. I don't know if I was just chilling. I was tanning. All of a sudden, I'm checking Twitter, you know, and there's always like, oh, Russia's gonna attack, but none of us believed Russia was gonna go on a full scale genocidal mass.
Are you Russian or Ukrainian?
I'm Ukrainian. I'm from Kiev. So I speak Russian. So yeah, my dad is Jewish.
Okay.
I got Russian blood too, but I'm Ukrainian.
Okay. No problem.
Okay, so I'm on the beach chilling, and you know, nobody expected there was threats, but nobody expected there to be like a mass fucking, you know, just what it was, just
Right.
like 300,000 fucking soldiers bombarding everything.
Okay.
Honestly, everyone probably thought that Russia was just going to take Ukraine.
Well,
in
we
like
thought
an
it was going
hour.
to be quick. Yeah.
We were like, dude, this is going to be like a game of Risk. Like
Everybody was
done.
telling me that, and I told them, I was like, don't underestimate the Ukrainian people, because in World War II, Ukraine lost 6 million soldiers. Nobody else lost that much. Like, Ukraine knows what war is about, because in World War II,
Well, World War II was Stalin, right? Stalin was around in World War II?
World War II, yes.
Yeah, but 27 million people died under Stalin.
Yeah, I mean,
What I'm
6
saying
million are kind of rookie.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
this. What I'm saying is this. During World War II, our culture,
I know.
is based on war, because
Yeah.
aviation, tanks, ships, everything was built in Ukraine for the Soviet Union.
Right.
And the rockets, everything was
Correct.
based in Ukraine. Don't underestimate the war mindset of Ukrainian people. They've been through this already. You know,
Correct.
they were occupied already.
They're tough, right.
Yeah. And
So you saw this whole thing going on Twitter, and then you were like, "Holy shit, I gotta step in and help out."
I was like, all right, this war, this war's been going on since 2014 in Donbass. So I was like, it's probably going to be what they do. They do a little bit of shooting back and forth, and then everything settles down. My grandpa's in Ukraine, and he explained to me how the war was before this mass invasion. It was literally just theater, like, yo, we're going to shoot at 10 o'clock, hide the boys. And then the Ukrainians are like, yo, we're going to shoot at like 6 o'clock, hide your boys. And they both got paid and whatever. There's war going on.
Correct.
But now, when you see, like, when they moved into the outskirts of Kyiv, and you saw, like, when they line people up, shoot them in the back of the head. And I'm watching this on Twitter, and I'm like, no way is this happening. And then the next day, mass rape, mass graves, torture. I'm like, okay, well, wow, so cool. So I'm like, okay, so let me help. So, because I feel weird now. I feel, like, desperate. And I know my grandpa's in there, and the columns have moved into my grandpa's village in South Ukraine.
Yeah,
I'll go back to New York because there's a lot of Ukrainians, in New York, and people are helping. Remember how it was? Like, people were just sending like mass stuff out, mass loads crates, of boxes and all type of shit. And I was like, let me go to Ukraine with all these vests. There was a shortage. There was a shortage of vests and helmets. I don't know if you remember. Like, people were like putting like metal plates from like random shit on their
like
chest.
pots and pans.
Yeah, exactly. Chopping up. Yeah.
So I had to connect in Florida and I had to connect in Long Island with like army shit, mad army shit, like helmets and vests. So I packed up 2 big ass bags and another bag, and I went to Poland. I was gonna drive it to my grandpa, or somehow
Just like a duffel bag full of
huge
equipment.
Yeah, mad equipment.
It's crazy, right?
So
I've never wanted to do anything this much in my life.
Yeah, Kirill's.
I'm blown away by I'm way too lazy.
Yeah, the fact that how committed you are, it's a lot. We respect that a lot. Okay, so keep going. So you have duffel bags full of gear.
Yeah.
So you're going to Poland.
They were outside my grandpa's house, and
I guess.
And you watch like, you don't really think, okay, war, like Middle East. Once you see like ISIS level terrorism outside your grandpa's house, you're like, whoa, this shit hit home out of nowhere, And
it feels different.
Well, yeah, because it's weird when white people attack white people, right? We're used to white people attacking brown people.
He's right
it's
about
not
that.
relatable. It's not relatable. We don't talk about brown people dying because we're like, I can't put myself there. But it's like watching porn.
He's right. Europeans agree.
Yeah, it's
when
true.
I watch porn, I can't watch a black guy fuck a girl because I'm like, that's not my dick anywhere in there.
It's crazy how you
so watching
porn
whites
to people
on white crime, you're like, that shit's never gonna go easily.
Europeans have agreed we're not gonna invade each other anymore. We're gonna live. We're gonna live by laws.
Was
after
Germany.
World War II.
Yeah. The last time this happened.
Actually, in the 90s, people don't hear about this, but Kosovo and
right,
Albania.
but let's
but Kosovo kind of sounds brown.
Let's just stick to one thing.
They're kind of close to Turkey, so people care less. But anyway,
it's a different shade of brown.
Yeah, well, still Slavs. But anyway,
This kid is.
So
you're in Poland. You get to
I'm in Poland. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I touched down in Warsaw. I'm like, let me.
I'm going to interrupt you here. And
yes, 100%.
Because like you're telling this in a very romanticized way. Like, what do you say goodbye to people? Do you like, oh, guy, I'm not coming to work.
He said goodbye to us.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you literally were like, oh, I went to Poland and said I'm going to go do shit. Like, I don't tell my family if I'm like leaving the state. I got to tell, hey, say goodbye. Right. Oh, guys,
of course. It was like mass rockets flying in, war. People like, what the hell you doing going there? And my mom was like, what are you? And then I was like, Mom, I don't need you to be scared, because if you're scared, I'm gonna get killed. That energy is gonna get me killed. I need you to pray for me, otherwise, I'm gonna get killed.
Wow, so you made your mom, I made my mom guilty as well.
Yeah,
I made my I don't want this nervous energy right now. Right. I'm going on some Rambo shit right now.
And I need you to support me on some random
shit. Did you
look
at yourself in the mirror and just have to pump yourself up?
Hell yeah, I was putting on an army uniform.
You thought you were 50 Cent and Get Rich or Die Trying, right?
I swear to God. I swear on God, bro.
He strapped up the back.
It was like 50 and Arnold at one.
Yeah, when Ferrari ever did a camo collection.
Dog, I was just the guns that I did have, I had some Glock with like extension, like some kind of like, I was just holding this shit up, like taking pictures, like going to Ukraine.
You thought it was Grand Theft Auto, right?
I would look in the mirror, and I'm so white, but I would want to be cool. I would do the Wakanda.
Oh yeah, it's so romanticized. It's so romanticized. It's like this glory, It's real glory. You're like, oh shit, it's time to be glorious, notorious, warriors, victorious.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Bars,
okay.
Right?
Bars.
Anyway, yeah. So then, and then
the next scene is me in like Ukraine.
That's that was lit.
That would have been me. I'd be like, no, never mind.
Kirill would be running Excel sheets in the offices.
I'd be like, I can help peel potatoes.
Anything helps.
Kirill would be doing doing the creative design for the.
You know what's
artwork.
crazy
Anything
though?
works.
You know what's crazy? I do think this about myself because I'm so in love with photography, and I enter a different headspace when I shoot. Like I'm very much different when I don't shoot, and then when I have a camera, I'm more aggressive in terms of like if I need to get the shot, I get the shot.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm more polite off camera.
Right.
I think I would do really well at war photography.
Oh, I think so
Because
too.
I think if I was in the moment of shooting and getting cool photos, I would suspend
Kirill,
my fear.
let me tell you something. War photography is cool, but it's
Did
like
you just call him Kirill?
Kirill.
Yo,
War
Bless
photography.
up.
War photography is cool, but right now we're living an age where everything is on GoPro with the 4K, and every battle you've never seen this before. It's like Call of Duty, but real. And it's the most craziest thing. It's more cool than movies. It's more cool than documentaries. It's literally a soldier.
Oh, so it's cool to watch people die?
yeah, but I agree.
No, but
I
it's
think
the glory of war. It's the glory of war. These guys are risking their life for their purpose, and they feel a way about
What's
it.
their purpose?
Are there any social media influencers inside the?
He was one of them.
Inside the soldier community.
So
like, is there
in
some
Russia-
guy who's like,
Yeah,
you know, like
listen.
making
This is a
reels
big
like,
thing.
pop, pop?
This is a big thing in Russia. Actually, Ukraine don't have it, but Russia has it. Actually, Ukraine has a couple of generals, but this guy named Marcos.
Are they making like reels?
They're making YouTube videos.
Yo, I need this. We gotta
Yeah.
pull
Like-
up
like
a
video-
reel
like,
at some
like,
point.
video
like
logs?
breakdown of how the battle went.
Oh no, I meant like, are they doing like funny like TikTok?
Oh yeah,
trends?
Ukrainians are dancing. People are getting upset because one female soldier was dancing and like we're giving them $100 billion, and she's dancing with the AK. It's
All right,
crazy.
but can you hold on? Give
All
me
right,
that,
so,
the steer
yeah.
off the story.
Yeah,
so
we're
you're
tra-
in Poland. With,
I'm in Poland.
Okay.
Poland.
Okay, so you're in Poland with all your
GDP highest in East Europe. Poland, great country.
White
Okay.
Wakanda.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So Poland, by the way,
Polish sausage.
Poland is tough, man. I fucks with Poland heavy.
Okay.
So anyway,
Why do you think Poland? I'm high, so sorry.
Poland
This is
went
gonna be a
through the
long
worst.
episode. Why do you think people make Polish jokes?
Poland been through a lot. It's the
Yeah,
same
but
thing
why
peop-
do they always get called dumb? Why? Because all the smart people got the fuck out.
Nah, because they picked the land between Germany and Russia. That's dumb as hell. Why would you look at that?
And that's explain. I just wanted to know why Polish jokes come from. I love Polish jokes, but I never understood. Why. I was like,
never
it's
understood why
just,
they're dumb. They're the best mechanics. They're the best HVAC, best plumbers. Poland runs the game on engineering. So don't ever disrespect Polacks.
how do you sink a Polish ship?
How?
Put it in water.
Fire.
This is gonna right. Okay, guys, can we please finish?
I'm like,
this Ukraine story?
I'm going to Ukraine tomorrow. Tonight, let me check out Warsaw and see what this about.
Okay.
I'm in the telly, drop my bags, go to a bar, see a shorty, looking good, fishnets, dangerous.
Dangerous.
She's like, you know, trying to understand each other, no Google Translate. But you know, your boys, I'm traveling, I'm always on my P's and Q's. I know Latin, Cyrillic, Arabic, everything.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so I'm really just speaking in broken Ukrainian, and she's like giving me Russian words. We're understanding. She's like, I can drive you to Ukraine. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm half Jewish. I'm like, this is gonna save me a lot of bread right here. So this is perfect. so
You went to a bar and convinced a Polish chick to drive you to the Ukraine.
I didn't have to convince nothing.
So
It's like a
said-
6-hour drive.
6-hour drive.
Yeah, what am I
And
That's
she's
it?
down.
Huh?
That's it.
Well, from Warsaw to the border, yeah.
Yeah.
Not deeper into Ukraine.
Okay, so keep going. So she agrees to this.
yeah, she's like, I got you. She's driving me.
Did you have
you have
sex
to-
with her before or after?
Do you have
this
to go down on
conversation?
her?
So what?
Do you have to go down on her? Rules of the
Oh
road.
no, I never went down. You know what I'm saying? Your boy don't do that like that.
You know?
has to be
That's
seen
how I
by
know
that.
you're part black.
No. Listen. I do it, but sometimes when you go down, you could already see like, do I go down on this one?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
let me ask you a
'Cause
question.
the pH level.
Bro, you're willing to fly out of Miami, travel to New York, kiss your mother goodbye, and go to Ukraine, but you won't go down on a chick in
Don't get me
Poland
wrong.
who's giving you a 6-hour
six-hour
free
ride
ride
into the war zone.
war zone.
Yeah.
Yo,
listen.
I want to know what kind of things you were saying
on
to
some
her.
G shit. On some G shit,
I can barely convince a girl to suck my dick in the broom closet.
Okay. On
You
some
get
G
me?
shit, on some G shit, I had to break off from dick. You know what I'm saying?
You had to what?
You
Break
paid her
her
in
off.
some dick.
We gave her some dick. You know what I mean? But
Did she have one?
nah.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. You
But the
said
thing is,
fishnets.
here's the thing about giving shorty dick. Shorties fall in love. You know what I'm saying? Why you gotta do? You know, say y'all don't do that.
Okay. So you did
Yeah,
you,
but you're kind of cool. Like you're like,
Right.
I'm going away to war.
Right.
She's like,
and you're there with helmets
Alright.
and fucking vests.
Honestly, I don't want to expose shorty too crazy. She did a big service for me, and I don't want to make fun of it too much.
Okay.
We can do it a little bit. So
She's never gonna hear this.
yeah, she's gonna
Okay,
hear
no
it. Bro.
problem. So you had sex with her, then you said, "Yo, can you drive me to this war
What kind
zone?"
of car did she have?
Was it a Peugeot? Oh, no, it was a Skoda. You know what I'm saying? You know what a Skoda is?
Yeah.
Skoda is like somebody that's like a
Sounds
fucking,
like a fucking sneaker.
Yeah.
No, it's a Czech car. It's very popular in Ukraine, in Russia, in Poland. It's a Czech Republic car. Skoda. It's actually, they have them all over Europe. Actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she drove you in a Skoda.
Skoda, yeah.
You fucked in the Skoda?
on a stick shift.
Did you
shit.
fuck her in the Skoda?
Negative.
Okay, so you guys start driving to the war zone from Warsaw.
Yeah. So we're driving and
Give the details, please.
yeah.
That's right.
For some reason, the energy shifting because she's starting to feel like using her for a ride to Ukraine.
To a
And
war.
what gives that away?
It's not like, oh, let me drop you off at a hotel.
Because-
This guy's like, drop me off in,
And what gave
in
that away?
Ukraine.
Right.
What gave that away?
Yeah, the
Because
energy.
I could only hold up a
Mask, right?
I could only hold it up for so long. I'm trying to be real shorty, you know. I'm not trying to get involved with you like that.
So she's like, "Oh, I love you, baby."
But she's
she-
understanding none of
But
this.
she
Right.
never seen a South
Did
Brooklyn.
she come already?
Bro, I had my Miami tan on me. Poland people, dude, they're like
She
clear.
thought you were black.
They're clear.
She thought you were black.
I pull up with Miami tan.
They look like contacts, right?
the Polish. They burn in the sun.
So she starts
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
that-
but wait. You fucked her before the ride.
Lord. I believe so.
Yeah, so
I can't
she's
recall,
got
Your Honor.
6 hours of post-nut clarity being like,
Right.
who's this psychopath
Yeah,
that's
right.
driving
A lot of
right,
yeah.
right?
Right.
She's cashing a check.
and she
didn't
loved
want
it. And she loved it clearly because she's driving him. She's still
Yeah,
driving.
she's like, if I get caught with this Negro next to me
That's that.
on the way to Ukraine,
Miami-
I'm dead.
Miami.
No, she was real, bro. And most Polish people, the level of help at the border and the level of seriousness that they showed with their hustle and their help for Ukraine. It's kind of like nobody was really scared in Poland. Poland was like real about helping.
Right,
Like,
so she wasn't scared. She's
and missiles
driving you.
are flying in. You know, people
Right.
don't need this shit in their life. They don't need to bring in all these Ukrainians.
Right.
You know.
I agree. So
Poland-
she's driving you. The energy is shifting. Now, can we continue?
energy shifting on like, shorty, I'm not trying to be a man. I'm trying to focus on this like war shit right now. Like, I got to get to my grandpa's village. Like,
Right, but she just keeps like poking
She's like,
at your brain.
what are we?
Yeah.
exactly, dog.
Yeah, what are we?
Mid-war, she wants to know what are we.
I
Girls
met you
will always-
6 hours ago.
Yo,
like,
literally.
I get it. Like, what are we,
Yeah.
though?
Girls like, oh my god, I know it's war,
It's
but I just want
always
to know.
It's always my grandpa this,
Yeah.
my grandpa that.
She's like, you remind me of my dad. He left me just like this. I know it's important. Everything's more important than this.
Okay, yeah, exactly that.
Right.
And vibe is getting real tight. And then she's like, "Oh my god, I left my wallet back at the gas station 2 hours ago.
Huh?
So now we have to go 2 hours back to get her wallet because she left it at the gas station."
Checking.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So clearly, she's not a good. You're not gonna ever wipe.
So
her
I was
out
already
right after that.
the incompetence is just we don't forgive it.
It's like, I'm going to war.
You forgot your wallet.
You just turned a 6-hour trip into a 10-hour trip.
Yo, that's
Oh, I'm
crazy.
sorry. I'm just going to go defend my
Oh, and
people.
mind you, it was a gas station with like a halal chicken spot with like
In
Arab,
Poland?
with like Turks. Yeah. And and she like she was all nagrobil, you know, she's all like fucking mean to them, and we left like
She's
that.
being rude, right?
Yeah, being mad rude to them, and we left like that.
And now
Like,
you
oh
have to
my
come
God,
back.
I gotta go back to these fucking Turks right now after you being so rude.
Right.
Anyway, the energy wasn't right. We went back, got a wallet, kept driving. Anyway, we pull up to a next gas station already close to the border, and I hear Americans, and then I see like a half black kid.
What, a lot of people? Like, what is this? Like a van, a bus?
It was like a tailgate?
Yeah, what is
Inside,
going on?
it was like six
Yeah.
people. I'm like, yo, where y'all from? They're like, mate, you know, I'm from like UK, mate.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, and there's like, yeah, I'm from Ireland, and it's like a bunch of kids. Like, I'm like, what the fuck y'all doing here? They're like, yo, you know what we doing here?
And what was it?
And they, you know what it was, bro? They were out here to bang, bro. Like, just like,
Like banging other people?
no, like go to war.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, this is the best
The street,
pussy on this
street,
board.
street terms he's talking about. Bang. Like,
Well,
bang it out.
Not just street terms, the essence of that word, bro. Just hit your head against a Russian fucking concrete wall.
But what is it? 6 people in a car? Like 6 people on
That
a
was
bus?
a big ass bus. I didn't see the bus. I just walked in.
Okay.
I'm like, where y'all from? This kid's from Cali, half black kid, Afghan vet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I'm like, yo, I understand me, and my grandpa's over there. But what are you guys doing over here? They're like, yo, it's not right what they're doing. And I was like, of course, I respect that. You know, I don't know. They're like, you want to come with us? Yeah, I'm looking back and they're like, and I see her, and I'm just like, so incompetent. And then
Stupid bitch. These goddamn Polish dumb motherfuckers. These dumb
She was great.
Polacks.
She was great.
Dumb Polacks.
She was great.
That's why they make the jokes.
So great. She was great. Honestly, respect to Punk. And I'm like, yeah, let me get my shit. Let me get on some serious shit. I can't do this fuck around shit, you know? So I hopped on the bus.
What was her face when you told her you have to go with the boys?
I mean, I don't even know. I wouldn't even look at it.
You get on this bus. You get recruited by these dudes, right? From the free.
Yeah, I hop on this bus. Like, I'm from Georgia. I'm from Moldova. I'm from. There was people there from like Afghanistan and Syria that like.
Oh my God.
Russia killed their parents. They're trying to get revenge on that.
So do these people have a mission, or you could just literally be like, hey, I'm here to help you guys. Should I just sit on your rooftop?
No,
or do
no.
you just go like, yo, let's go rock with my grandpa? And did they all go, fuck yeah, we'll go with you since you
They
have
were
a plan?
on a bus to a base in Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
This was the Foreign Legion, International Legion.
Are there requirements? Like, could I go and be like, I want to help Ukraine right now? I have no training. Will they be like, just land,
Now,
we'll give you
I don't
something?
know. At the time, it was emergency season. They were all in Kiev.
They were taking everybody.
We just needed like flood.
Like, I could have just gone.
just need a flood bodies.
Like if you
in
had
there.
one leg, they would take.
Yeah.
So, like, if I was like, I really want to go help, and I could go, I know nothing. I show up, they give me all the equipment
Yes.
and be like, go help.
Correct. They give you like a.
Well, no,
they give
they-
you-
Basic training?
No,
probably,
I'll tell you.
quick?
yeah, he's gonna explain.
Okay.
I got on this bus. I'm like, holy smokes! I'm really about to do this shit. And I'm like,
Well,
Do you
was the-
hear? Do you
And then-
hear war around you?
No, not yet.
Or is it just like, oh, okay, I'm just
not yet.
rolling
We're just
through.
driving to the base, and I'm like, holy fuck! And then I'm looking at him like, this dumb bitch got me fucking. Now I'm fucking at army base, but at the same time,
Because if she didn't forget the wallet, you would have never met them.
bro,
at
I was
that-
just- I was
You
trying
would
to
have been
get-
there 4 hours earlier.
I was just trying to get a different ride at that
Yo,
point.
so because of a female forgetting her shit, you ended up at war.
No. Correction.
crazy.
Because of a dumb Polish female.
No, oh my lord.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to say all the things.
No, honestly,
you're not.
she was a key component to this. She got me to them. You know what I'm saying? So it was just God really.
You got yourself there, my friend.
God
you
aligned-
sweet talk that deal. That's on you.
No, but God
You're a
aligned
salesman.
that deal that I wasn't supposed to. You know, it's hard to get into the Foreign Legion. I wasn't supposed to meet them at the gas station randomly. She really forgot the wallet, so she could wait until we lined it up together with the Foreign Legion. God was playing that.
Okay, no problem. So you get to the base.
Right.
What was the what,
God.
what was the ambiance of this base?
Man, she was real.
How many acres do you think this
there was
base
like mad dudes from Latvia.
Like, what did it look like? Can you compare it to something I could be like, oh, it's like the desert? Is it like...
It's like a sports campus. Imagine like a college campus for sports, but military.
Okay.
How many acres you would
And
say?
how did they just... How did
Couple
you
acres.
get... What's the intake process like? Are they like, name, ID?
So, yeah, let me break that
What
down.
can you do? Like...
Yeah, let me break that down. So we got them. I can't believe I'm at an army base.
Oh,
Thanks.
Okay.
I could.
very sports.
campus.
What is our fucking AI over
Let's
here?
go, Oscar.
Oscar with
see
the
you, Oscar.
AI. With the
It was called Yavariv.
Yo, Oscar purpose.
This is great. This is great.
Yavoriv. Yavariv. Yeah. So the base. This is
wow.
it. This is
Yeah,
the
it's
base.
beautiful. That looks like the college I went to, William
Yeah.
Patterson.
Oh look, that's when it got bombed, right? Missiles hit.
Those are a lot of these pictures are my pictures that I sold to ABC. I swear to God. How
much you get
Yeah, for $5.
How much you get paid to sell a photo?
Oh, I sold some interviews. I sold. I was.
But man, I said I would be a war photographer, and you're like, no, don't go in that game. It's like blah blah blah.
I'm a
You're the
hustler,
one
bro.
running the secret hustle.
I'm
You
a
just don't
hustler.
want me
He doesn't
in
want
the
you
action.
in the game. You
There's
see,
never,
stop
your
promoting
photos
people.
are bad dark.
there's
These
never-
aren't even that great.
He's a weed dealer that says, "Yo, the weed game's dead," and he's just selling weed on the
Yeah,
low.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's never opportunity not to make money. You feel me?
Okay, so you're selling these photos for $500 a pop, $5,000 a pop,
No, not grand. $5, 500.
500.
Yeah,
Hey,
not
that's
much.
Still good.
Yeah, mate. You know, it's like
You're running like a Ukraine war OnlyFans. I could sign you up.
Nah, it was just one day where they caught me at the border, and I got some shit on my iPhone. Like, oh my god, how much you want for this? It was like that, and I wasn't even trying to blow it up because we were trying to keep it secret that we got attacked.
Do you pay taxes on that, or you don't have to since it's in Ukraine?
It was in Poland.
He's a
actually.
freelancer.
Oh, it's in Poland.
Relax.
It's in Poland.
Yeah, it's in Poland.
Polish money.
Polish money.
were you-
Zloty.
So you're at this base. You got to this base. What is the basic entry situation at this base?
Yeah, so we're heading. The next day we wake up, and this is it. Everybody gets like a contract. Sign it. Get your uniform.
Wait, what does this contract say?
Contract says I'm not a white supremacist. I'm not a neo-Nazi. Okay, we click that off. I'm not
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
That is a weird one.
It's a weird one because there was definitely some neo-Nazis on the base
100%.
from Belgium.
Right, but it's like such a weird test. You're like, are you a neo-Nazi? You
Nah,
just
because
go,
it's
no.
important, bro. We're
No,
not-
I know, but
yeah.
like you could just lie.
At the time, it was a lot of propaganda that Ukraine is neo-Nazis, and it was important to say that you're not a neo-Nazi. You're doing this for a real cause.
On
Not-
paper.
Well, I'll tell you what. There was definitely like 2 or 3 guys from Belgium that were just like, pretty neo.
There's definitely some like
But out of three
grandchildren of like Nazis that entered this war, right?
Out of 3,000 people, 3 people, you would think there
Those
would
are
be more.
pretty good numbers.
Yeah, you would think
those
there
are
would be
pretty
more.
good
There's
numbers.
a lot of
I'm a
Israelis
Jew
there.
and I hate Jews.
Yeah, there's a lot of Israelis there.
Right.
Keepers.
There's enough
Yeah.
self-hating
Oh, wow.
Jews in that crew to be the number should be way higher just from Jews alone.
The narrative was Ukraine is neo-Nazis, whatever, and Israelis saw through the narrative. You know, there's a lot. Actually, Ukraine is like the most tolerant nation in all of Eastern Europe. They have this whole graph of like Russia's like 33%, like don't want Jews in their land. Poland's like also 30. Belarus is like 20, and then you have Germany, which is like high 30s, and people are not tolerating Jews. Ukraine 5%.
Right.
So the most tolerant country. It was like a inverse shit. So when people are like, "Whoa, there's like not Nazis but Israelis there," and I'm like, believe it or not, mate, you know, it's like that, mate.
I'll tell you what, though, this
problem.
war really put Ukraine on the map because ain't nobody give a fuck about Ukrainians.
That's a fact.
You guys
Zero.
were blending it in with the Russians,
Correct.
But honestly,
right? But now
it was a good look.
This is the greatest look for. This is the best PR for Ukraine.
The best PR.
Literally,
It's not worth
like,
it. It's not worth it. Nothing's worth the amount of blood that's getting shed. Ukraine was better off fucking just in the cut. We don't need the glory. Just don't leave us alone. We're a secret gem, you know.
Okay, so you're at the base. You
Any
meet all these
trans on
people.
this base? Any trans fighters?
No, there was no trans
No
fighters.
transformers?
You think any gay people?
I didn't even see no. Oh shit! Cancelled.
Oh my! Yeah, this guy. Yeah. Okay.
All right, scrap the episode. Yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. But thank you for coming in.
Fuck.
You got 3 left, bro. You got
Yeah.
3. Can we get it? Can we get a graphic for this episode?
Gay neighbors. That's what I said.
There was nobody with pride flags, basically, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of pissed off Latvians. It was weird.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like joking around with everybody, and people looked at me like, "You good, bro? You have a problem, bro? You wanna fight right now?"
Yeah, was everyone just ready to go?
It was war.
It
bro.
seems like because there's more volunteers that I'd be more worried about something popping off in the barracks where people just
listen.
get macho on macho shit. 'Cause we're like,
Oh
we're
no.
ready to go.
See, the Western kids are different. These Western kids, man, they really came here to help. And I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, these kids are gonna risk their life for a country they probably didn't even know too much.
Well, some
about.
guys are bloodthirsty, right? Some people just want to kill.
But this was like a fun opportunity.
There was those cats, but most cats were like me, bro. Just retarded.
Like, do you think you're more brave?
bro.
More brave?
but-
Do you think? Wait, do you think you're more brave or more?
More brave. That's what I meant. But bravery to the point where it doesn't
Is this you
logical.
ever?
It's not logical. It's heart over logic.
Yeah, that's
So-
insane, bro.
It's heart over logic.
You were never in the military before, were you?
No, I was just shooting rap videos with guns. That's all. And I knew how to shoot guns really well.
do?
Yeah, and I had guns.
Okay.
So I felt like I could shoot. I could do the shit. And plus, what I do? I gotta crawl.
But did you feel like?
That's all you thought you had to do? Just crawl?
crawl and shoot?
Does it feel like you shooting at someone else on the other side makes a difference?
Yeah,
right.
but-
Like you're like, all right,
Well,
so
here's
I
the thing.
killed that guy. What's gonna change?
Because the hatred justifies the kill, right?
You know what it is? It was
But that guy doesn't even believe it half the time, does it?
His thing. That's really,
exactly
that's
the
really
problem.
romantic. What you said.
That's what
says
I'm
that's
asking.
very
I'm
romantic
asking
what he
like
said.
when look, I can see it on a scale from outside, being like, look, they took over this, blah blah blah. But like on an individual moment, you're there with your gun, you see a guy running at you, and you go pop pop. Are you like, wow, I made a difference today?
Bro, I was in a state of mind where if I would have got a guy and I would have popped him and I would have ran up to him, cut his head off, and hung it in my living room in Miami. I was that upset about this whole shit.
No, all right. I'm curious.
Because you hear about the mass rapes and the fucking shooting of civilians. This was not a professional occupation. This was a fucking Viking rampage where they used to just rape and kill everything moving. It was just disgusting, honestly. And, you know, as Europeans, we have to be better than this, you know, and Russians. You know, like, come on, man. Come on, mate.
Okay. So okay, I understand that.
Okay,
When we after the base, what did they give you? Did they give you clothes? Did they give you guns? What happened at this base? Can you
First of all,
let
they
us
gave, me
know?
they gave me the most fire gear, bro. It was like this DigiPrint, that Ukraine new swag, and it was like
Made by Travis Scott.
Yeah, I got
Does it
these.
look good?
I got 2 pairs of boots. I got these fire ass boots, and I was like, I was just feeling the gear, bro. I was like, yes, let's do
Like
this.
Kanye boots, right? Like
And then he
Yeezy
said,
season 3 boots.
I'm in the gear, and they put the contract, and I'm like,
How many photos did you take in this? You have any?
I got some photos.
Oscar's trying to pull it up. Pull up.
Pull up the video of
Which video?
when we got bombed.
The CNN
at the
one?
base. This is my footage, by the way. I sold it to them. This is my footage.
Oh wait, this isn't the
this is
one. That,
different.
this isn't the interview.
Oh no, this is the interview.
One volunteer
This is
fighter
after.
at the
This is
base
after.
who did not want to use his name described the chaos.
The hell of chaos. There was bombs coming from like left and Got right. the Irish He was patch. praying to God it doesn't land near you. I'm gonna regroup. have a pint of beer, tell my mama everything Gucci, and maybe head back to Lviv and try to move some more automatics.
Ukraine.
Yeah,
my boy.
I gotta say something. Now that I'm glad this clip played after I found out that you're a hustler and gonna do anything like sell photos. How much Gucci paid you for that drop?
Yeah.
Like you find out, he's like, actually, it was like they said, yo, just say Gucci somewhere in that sentence if you're on the news.
You know, it's just like it's a playful way to deal with the shock that just happened. Let me just like.
What? That's your defense mechanism,
That's
right?
what. Let me play with
the
this
check's
because.
that big.
Let me play
Yeah,
with this.
even tell
Let me,
us.
let me play with
Gucci
this.
is not gonna allow him to tell how much you made.
Yeah, I wish. You know, I'm trying to get money.
We're gonna tag Gucci in this.
Yeah, Gucci's gonna give you a sponsorship after some shit like that.
Especially after when I said gay. Oh, cancel again.
That's 2 right there. You got 2 more.
got
Double
two,
cancellation,
yeah.
baby. So I'm at the base.
You really don't want this episode to get released, basically, is what you're saying.
No, this
Man.
episode's great. Oscar knows how to bleep
I'm
things.
joking. I'm
Believe you me, this episode is gonna reign over YouTube. All right.
This one's really gonna put us all on the map.
joking. Yeah, Kirill's gonna get his Twitter account back.
Anyway, so I'm at the base.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Back
40 minutes later.
Let's get it, boys. This is gonna be a good podcast.
This is a great episode.
Yeah, I
I'm fucking
like-
so informed, so high.
Yeah, let's get it. I'm at the base. I signed the contract. You can't leave you can't leave Ukraine until the war is over. Fuck it, sign. I'm in this uniform. I'm looking at this shit like, yo, let's get it.
Okay.
1 night of training, 2 nights of training. What do you want to do? I want to shoot down planes. Trying to learn how to use the javelin, shit like that. Trying to really get busy.
Are you nervous?
Hella stressed out, cuz.
But are they lit? Do they let you pick, or
yeah.
did they literally go like, "What would you like to do here?"
Yeah.
And you just go like, "I want to shoot planes." They're like,
They gave me 7 options. Oh man, I'm exposed.
Did you sleep?
"Yeah, go for it. Let's
Did you
go."
sleep a
I want to
lot?
know this. This is so interesting.
Did you sleep a lot when you were there?
No, 2 hours.
jerk off?
2 hours. Never jerked off. You can't even take showers. The water's too cold, and it's fucking middle of winter. So I'm fucking.
God.
I'm just washing my dick. As long as my dick clean, I feel all right.
Pits?
No, asshole.
Nothing.
My butthole's
No,
hairy.
balls.
I need a
Balls.
clean
Like
ass.
maybe wash your ass, wash your dick. You feel all right.
Did you sleep in like a bunk?
Yeah.
How many other people in the thing with you?
In one room, 9 heads that sleep on like bunk beds and shit.
All the same gender.
Yeah. All
Men?
From
men.
what you know.
All real men from like all type of
Oh,
countries.
the OGs.
The OGs.
From all type
Yeah.
of countries.
The ones that can make more
In
men.
my unit,
Yeah.
there was an Albanian, bro, and
The vintage man.
he was on top of me with a nail like this big. It was crazy. His nail game was crazy. I got a picture of it. It was like ripping through his sock. And I'm like, yo,
God.
what the fuck? It was some crazy.
Those are for grip, though.
Some
Yeah.
good vitamins this guy has.
Yeah.
Bro. He's taking vitamins every day. Good. He's definitely not iron deficient.
What was an Albanian doing there?
So you're there with 9 dudes. You can't sleep. You got
Are you guys talking?
You got the gear on.
Are you rapping for them?
Nah, no, believe me, no. I had a hustler hat on, and they were already like, "What the fuck? What are you doing? Are you from where?" I'm like, "I'm from Brooklyn." Like, all right.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm laying down. I can't sleep. I'm a little stressed out, but whatever, you know. I'm like, everybody here together. They probably all going through this. I just do some edibles. I had some chewy candy from New York that I flew in, sneaked in, whatever. Eating edibles to deal with this shit kind of chills me out. Couple days on the base, getting trained, whatever, this and that. One night, I'm feeling a little nervous. Can't sleep. Everybody's asleep and I can't sleep. What I do? Go to the bathroom, wash my dick.
Okay.
Not that my dick was necessarily that dirty, you know what I'm saying? But I keep it clean, hygiene, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You were
Because I know
nervous
ladies are watching this shit. Yo, the cleanest dick in the game, you heard?
Cleanest dick in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Condom always. So anyway,
Okay, no problem. So you're washing the cock.
yeah, I go back on in my bed. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then all of a sudden, walls fly out, windows fly out, everything's
Oh shit.
flying out.
This is after you wash the dick. Or
Yeah, dick
while
clean,
during.
dick clean, shoes
You're in
on.
the bathroom. You walk out the base.
Yeah.
What?
Just walks out, everyone's gone. It's just one bathroom standing.
He's like, yo, that Polish girl
Yeah.
made me late.
Yeah, maybe fucking Polish girl,
shit,
bro. Okay, so no problem. So the dick is clean. You hear bombs dropping. Okay.
He's just laying there being like, Chinese.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck.
Russian.
But the whole thing is, I'm for some reason I had all my shit on already. I kind of just was fresh, clean, new socks, my shoes on and everything. So I'm like, the shit just walls flying in. I grab my shit and I'm out. I'm running out the base towards the woods and I just see shit just
Wait, what do you
flying
mean to
in.
the woods?
There's like,
There's
kinda-
no, they didn't tell you where to go?
bro,
You just all going.
Bro, it was missiles flying from all directions. I don't even know where to go. I just went straight because I just went. What's the fastest way to keep fastly running?
Are people yelling at each other? Are people coming together? Like, what's the
Blood, guts, like
Yeah.
crying.
situation?
So I'm trying to recollect this thought because my whole concentration was just on
Survive.
how to run as fast as I could. But there was I remember specifically there was like a Looney Tunes bomb sound, like you hear in a cartoon. Just like that, not even exaggerated. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
Fucking
phenomenal.
Dougie Fresh.
So I'm just like, Lord, let me get the fuck out of here, bro. And I'm just I'm running with my shit, and I'm like, I'm not running fast enough, you know. I fucking drop it, bro. I have my passport, everything. I'm like, fuck it, like just get to safety. I see a kid from Moldova running next to me. So we're running, and we just hear mad shit. We see mushrooms. You're just praying the mushroom don't even hit you, you know. The mushroom, once the wave of the mushroom could really smoke your shit.
Oh, that's like the shockwave thing?
Yeah. So later we found out it was Iskander, which is it leaves like an implosion, and like it could burn you, it could toss you, it could do both. You're just not trying to get hit by the mushroom.
Okay, so
You
you
get it?
Yeah. So you're running.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Like Minesweeper in real life.
Crazy.
That'd be-
Okay.
whatever. I'm running, and there's a swamp. We gotta get through the swamp. I'm like, fuck, getting through the swamp.
Wait, sorry. What's with you? Are you a backpack? Did you pack something real fast? Your
I dropped
phone,
the backpack.
Phone, everything? Do you
Why?
have,
Because it was
do you
too
have
heavy,
fo-
right?
It was
You
too
have
heavy to run with.
no forms of communication now, or you have a phone on.
Oh,
you
I got my
somewhere?
phone. I got my iPhone. In my
Okay,
pocket.
you have your iPhone.
Yeah, iPhone in my pocket. Actually, at one point,
Charger?
At one point, I went into a watchtower. But hold on, let me get to the watchtower.
Okay, so you just have your phone on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull my legs out the swamp. Fuck, swamp ate my boot. Swamp ate one of my boot with the sock. And mind you, there's snow on the ground. I'm like, fuck. And he's like, yo, let's go. I'm looking in the swamp for my boot. That shit's deep in there. Fuck, son, the swamp is like quicksand, bro. You can't even get shit out of there. All my boys like, let's go. Let's go. So I'm running with fucking barefoot. And I'm like, fuck, it's cold as shit. I got a glove in my pocket on my coat. I put like half on my foot with a glove. Cause it's super cold. Bro.
Dumb and dumber shit.
Oh my god.
You had gloves?
Yeah, you couldn't even. Okay, so you put the glove on your toe.
Super cold, bro. So
What time of year is this?
it's like late February, early March. Like,
Damn.
it's still snow on the ground.
Man, I would sign up for war like in the fall.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah, I would not go in the
right
winter.
time.
Yeah, you got to.
You were in Miami, and then now you got a fucking
Yeah.
one glove
foot.
on your foot.
One glove
you
on
got
your
a glove
foot
on
with
your foot.
bombs
I'd have
exploding
been,
next to you.
I'd have been like, damn.
Okay, so you got this glove on.
I see a watchtower. My boys like, let's go, let's get into this watchtower. We get into the watchtower. There's all the dudes there, like commandos, and they're like, get down. So we roll down on the ground, like we just hear shit around the watchtower going in, and I'm like, yo, I'm getting mad nervous. I'm like, I see there's like a roof. I'm like, this could collapse on us. And I'm like mad nervous. All of a sudden, I pull out my iPhone, check my Instagram real quick.
you would've- Did you post stories?
I'm just so nervous that like off like the stress of it.
sell this $500.
No, stress off the habit.
He has a crazy addiction with Instagram, right?
Right. So off the habit of just like when I'm stressed out, just checking my Insta, I'm just on the ground like,
Do you have service? You fucking kidding me? On the way up to this office, I lost 3 phone calls.
yeah, Ukraine service by the way, better than Poland. Better than Poland.
You're in Ukraine
I had
in the
no service in
winter
Poland.
with
I had no
fucking
service in Poland. I had better service in the trenches. I was taking I'm a contractor. I was taking my calls in the trenches. Like, how can I help you, sir? Because I had super service.
Thank you for calling Verizon customer service.
Oh my god.
Yo,
I
that's
had to-
wild.
I had
That's
to keep
just
making
crazy. We're sending, we need some money to rebuild our own fucking cell towers out here.
But also, Elon at the time was a good guy. He was helping with Starlink and shit like that, satellite, whatever.
That's wild.
Okay, so you're in this tower, right?
Yeah.
You see this roof about to collapse. You check
Oh,
your
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. Check my Instagram.
What are you
No.
looking at Instagram in the like? Do you remember?
It was like my story.
Did
No,
you
it
look at my story at all?
No, it was my news feed. But honestly, it wasn't really loading too good.
Just want to know.
I just needed to distract myself from like.
You don't
fucking-
think his story was important during the Ukrainian war?
I wanted to see what you were fighting for. You were protecting my freedom.
Well, actually,
in Ukraine.
I was posting a lot of stories. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I
was
saw-
posting a
Wait,
lot
you
of
got
stories.
some shit on your phone. At the end of this, I did want to. You got to like let us look through some photos.
Yeah. So anyway, check my Instagram. The guys are like, "Fucking, what are you doing? Turn your phone off. They're gonna see the light." I'm like, "Oh shit."
My bad. Sorry, I have a glove on my foot.
Yo,
I'm clearly
be
not
honest.
good.
Mid-war, did you go on Tinder?
Yo, son, it was crazy. Bitches trying to catch my shit. The Ukrainian bitches trying to catch my shit, and it's crazy.
That's
Tinder-
three.
Dude,
Tinder
the
in Ukraine, oh, fuck.
dude, just the visual of him like shivering.
Yo, you're mid.
Oh my bad. Was I interrupting this war? Just try to see my likes.
So you're mid-war on Tinder.
He's on Instagram.
I'm like, "Oh, my bad." And then I'm like, "Why are we here? If a missile lands here, I'm gonna get crushed by this building."
Right.
Just jump out the window, bro. It's like
Out of the watchtower.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 feet. Sorry, 2.5 floors.
Oh shit. Okay.
What?
And you have a glove on your glove on your
Is
foot.
the glove still on?
Because you said you taped the glove around your foot.
I don't.
right?
I didn't tape it. I slipped it on, but it was still on. I think. Actually, I don't know. But it was the best thing ever when I walked into that watchtower to step on ceramic instead of the cold ass snow, son. And my foot, even cold ceramic, was like, oh.
Right. It's like taking a bra off.
That's why it was amazing to go in that watchtower.
How would you know? You take a bra?
Yeah.
No, I just.
It's like socks, Val.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
socks.
Yeah. My bad.
It's like the thaw.
It's like
when,
taking a thong out.
when your foot falls out.
Yeah.
It's like when you
It's
have
like when
a
you're done
wedgie.
fucking a dog. You know, you
It's
just
when
pull
you have a
out that
wedgie.
feeling.
Yeah, exactly. All right. No problem. So you land off this watchtower. Are they yelling at you like, yo, where the fuck are you going?
No. I'm fuck them, bro. They were too crazy about me checking my grandma. I ain't trying to deal with them. Let them fucking.
They have a nickname for you already?
Nah.
Nothing?
Okay, so you're running out of this watchtower.
Yeah, and then kind of walk to the base and where the walls of our base are, and just watch the show, man. It was crazy. It was a lot of missiles, 2 airplanes. We found out later. Apparently, we hit 1 airplane down. I don't know what happened to the pilot of that airplane. And they say they were flying from Belarus, also Iskandere, and they're flying from the Caspian Sea. That base just got lit up. We had a lot of casualties.
Who's in charge? Like, where do you guys okay? So
Yeah, who do
now-
you talk to?
Yeah, who's like, yo, come here. We're going here now.
Look, you're a soldier, first of all. So when you're on the base, you're a soldier. So you're in charge in a way. But then you lead to there's leadership.
You just find. So this is like a choose your own adventure game.
No. This is leadership.
This just sounds like Walmart.
No, there's leadership. There's leadership. There's military structure, private, whatever it is, lieutenant.
Yeah, but where do you find these people? If they're all running.
No. People duck in cover. You duck for cover.
Okay.
You duck for cover. I'm just explaining what duck for cover is, which is fucking zooming out of there. So people were ducking. I never got hit by an airstrike before.
That's what I mean. Like, you could have ran into any direction. I would have been so confused and lost in the woods of
So
Ukraine
I could write a book
for
on.
week.
I could write a book on how to
You should write a Ukraine survival
survive an airstrike.
You should.
How to survive an airstrike.
The cold glove. It would be cold. The cold glove.
Fucking the sock Dara.
Yeah.
That's I've been saying on that.
Yo, Sock Dara is
That
crazy.
would have been the nickname.
Yo, Glove Dara is insane.
Yeah.
Yo.
Glove Dara.
Yo.
Glove Dara.
I'm sorry, I don't have a more glorious story about like chopping the Chechen's head off or some shit. I'm just this was a real strike survival. You know what I'm saying? Airstrikes. As Americans, we don't really deal with airstrikes. We're in the desert storms. Where we're fighting dudes in sandals and AKs and maybe like a Soviet RPG. They don't really have like a fucking high precision artillery or missiles or airplanes with airstrikes. Americans forget that going to war is not a game, especially against what was supposed to be the second best army in the world, Russia. But a lot of people died that day, and rest in peace to those.
How many people died on the base while you were
So
there?
the place that got lit up was the same place where they take people like the first day. But that was barracks, those tents, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, there was different numbers that we were hearing, how many people got lit up.
How long did you go home after?
Dog, it took a couple of days and I was out, bro, because we didn't have weapons. They bombed our ammunition.
Oh, so it was like this is like a weekend.
Light.
This shit was like
you bought a
Poconos.
round trip ticket that he knew.
This shit was like Poconos on steroids, though.
Yo, do you call the Polish girl again? You're like, yo, baby girl.
Weekend in Ukraine, just like...
Yo, we get in Ukraine.
Yo, if you could sing her an apology
Oh
right
my
now.
God. I
what
thought
would
you were out there for,
Yo,
like-
can you sing her an apology right now to
Yo,
Angelica?
did you ever write a rap about the war? Like
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
on
yeah,
Russia?
yeah. So right after that, I went straight to the
Shit
studio.
on Russia?
Right
You
after
got
that,
any good-
right after that, I
anything-
went straight to the studio. You could pull up the song. This midget Putin is wild pussy.
Oh, is that a line or is that the name of the song?
That's the name of the song. You can pull it up. It's
I wish,
mad
I
pussy.
wish we had like a beat so you could just
Oh, by
do
the
it
way,
live.
that's how I
You
avoided
can't
saying
do
the
it in
N-word.
here?
That's how I avoided saying the N-word.
Wait,
I said this midget.
Oh,
I didn't say
in this song?
Yeah, this midget.
If you don't have the beat, that you could do it here, could you?
Put the song on. I'm gonna try to rap over it.
I want to hear this. This is a
Put it
world premiere.
Full screen. This is like, what? You're gonna airstrike me? I'm gonna release a whole music video.
This midget Putin, mad puss. This midget Putin, mad puss.
Oh, you gotta go with this.
This midget
Go ahead.
Putin,
Mad pussy.
Go ahead. Huh?
This midget Putin is mad pussy. Weeks still ain't take the major city. Crazy.
We gon' finish
What you started. The missile that you flew into a kindergarten.
Oh my God.
We gon' let it rain less showers. In the pocket of a dead coward.
Oh my God.
It ain't taking hours.
Yeah. Come on.
It's the border, you ain't making out it.
Do you know the song?
You ain't making the sun.
This is all the footage you sold.
You can make it louder so I can hear it. So I can hear it.
Yeah. Sure this wasn't ChatGPT? You remember this shit or no? What the fuck is going on? Yeah. What the fuck happened?
My boy said ChatGPT.
Switchblade kamikazes. And we play the same javelin.
So
Who produces your music?
Them N-laws are so
Man, every time it's a different production scene. I'm always the director of that production, but every time it's like new videographers and sound guys.
This midget Putin is mad pussy. So good. Is this on Spotify?
I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah. This Mitch actually is gonna be part of my new album. I'm not sure if I released.
We're part of your most of your plays on Spotify. Me and my business partner here. You are in our Spotify yearly recap.
Bro, Spotify just pays for me to enjoy music. It doesn't really give me any extra money. I got other businesses. Spotify, I don't really got too many views, but we're gonna change that. I'm right
Dude,
here.
it's
I'm
amazing.
right here.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So
yeah. I'm right here.
What are you rapping about these days?
So I'm not rapping. Right now I'm in a constant state of prayer. Actually, I haven't.
What are you praying for?
Bro.
I'm just praying for Ukraine. You know. And,
That's it.
And
What makes more of a difference, you think, going out there or praying for it?
Well, you help the way you can, monetarily, physically.
Well, you've helped out
spiritually.
recently. You don't like bad marketing for Ukraine, so I just wanted to say that there's a video of you running after a homeless person that is in New York City,
Yeah, that's a
and he
wild
keeps
video.
putting a Ukrainian flag on his ass.
The third one right there, Oscar.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yo, cuz,
They
take
give
that
out these
off.
stickers, you know.
Take that shit off your ass right now. That's my country. Don't ever put that shit on your ass. I'll rock your shit right now. Take that sticker out of your hand. Drop the fucking sticker.
So you're working and you see this guy with a sticker on his
Drop
ass?
the fucking sticker.
I mean, like, first of all, who are these dudes to walk around like that? Right off the rip, I'm already upset. Why is he walking like
The
that?
other video too.
Would you be
the-
mad if
the
that was a
second
hot
one,
woman?
The second one.
Would you be upset if it was a hot woman dressed
All
like
right,
that?
now you catch him again a week later.
What?
Not sure.
Not sure, yeah.
A week later, you catch him again.
I'm over here
Same
right
guy.
now,
It sounds
dog.
like you're stalking him.
I'm seeing a restaurant, I'm
Who do I
like,
see?
and then all of a sudden I see this dude again.
Fucking guy again, bro.
And he has like some Ukraine's fuck. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Take that off.
I think he's
Take
going to
it
see his
off,
dick.
Don't
You're
disrespect
like,
my
take
country.
it. He said,
Don't disrespect my country. And he's just running away every time. Yo, how do you?
People mad at me. All these women looking at me like you're a monster.
Yeah, but how do you keep catching this guy? I don't understand.
I mean, it seems like he's supporting. He's wearing it. He's proud. That's how you wear
The second time,
it's a homeless.
was
do you think
supportive.
he's wearing that to get
a
donations
homeless-
for
No,
people?
no, the second
I think
time
the
was-
second time is proof that the first time worked. He's like, oh, I should be more respectful.
I think he's finding love with a lot of people are finding love with Ukraine right now. Ukraine are warriors right now. They're dying and they're fighting and it's crazy. It's crazy.
I feel like he's just finding shit other people who used to support Ukraine throughout.
But you know what I was upset about? Ukraine gets grouped with the Dems and the Libs, and obviously Zelensky has to play that angle because trying to get some more ammo, you heard?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, you know, trying to get ammo, bro.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay,
Ammo, bro. It's rush out here.
okay.
Need more ammo, dog.
It's okay. So you're basically saying that the homeless are supporting.
The homeless are supporting
That's a
Zelensky.
good community to have.
Zelensky's like,
They're
yo,
the best billboards.
I fuck with you, Spain. I fuck with you heavily. Oh, next week Zelensky's like, and I fuck with you, England.
He's just looking for like paying back. He's in debt, right? It's
He's
like
like
somebody who's running around town trying to get paid.
He's just rallying the troops.
He's
He's
trying to
rallying.
capitalize right
Trying to get a check.
Well, the check
He's
is
like, yo, the album's gonna be fire.
Right.
Spain, what do you?
he's building businesses. The Jewishly, very Jewishly.
Okay.
Building businesses with all these countries.
Right.
Who can help resourcefully.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's very Jewish.
Okay,
you know?
that's where your work comes in because Kirill asked, "What are you doing outside of right now?" Because you say you're praying, but you're doing more than that. You're making
Yeah, you
sure.
can't get paid on praying,
Right.
Unless you're like,
so you're out here
unless
really
you're,
making
like, out
sure
there
that
touching
these
kids.
bums are doing the right thing with the flags. You're out here really monitoring the whole.
That doesn't pay. That chasing homeless people around New York doesn't pay.
Yeah, but at least he's putting some kind of action, right?
Content. I mean, unless you're monetizing.
You'd be surprised.
Harassing
though.
the homeless.
You'd be surprised. You never know what can get you paid. You know what I'm saying?
He's got Oliver Stone money.
Right.
Being fun.
No,
Were you
obviously,
done with him?
obviously, I have a legitimate business. You know, I'm a contractor.
Okay, so but you haven't been
That
writing
is the
music.
most Italian answer. Or Brooklyn answer?
A lot of contractors are Italian.
Well, a lot of
No,
contractors
I
are
just
Ukrainian
mean that's
also.
just a very blurry.
You look like a contractor though.
A contractor is a man who's a man of his word. There's a contract involved. So, you know.
I thought you meant like you built things. And that was just code for I bury bodies, usually in the mob.
No. Legitimate, legal, God.
Oh, you're like a notary.
Yeah, and I have to get my shit notarized all the time.
So now it's only work, no music at all.
Like I said, right now, there's nothing to cheer about. What are we going to sing about? You know what I mean? Right now, it's crazy. We're killing each other. First off, like, this dynamic. We're talking about the war. I'm an immigrant who kind of like came as a kid. You came as a kid. Kirill came as a kid, or he was born here. All of that same.
Still coming.
Still nutting?
Still nothing.
To this day.
The minute I stop is the minute I'll finally achieve
But you see,
clarity.
that's the beauty of if you would have had if you played the game and you had that platform and you knew how to like play like Galper, if you played the social game a while back and you
Dog.
harness
I think
that
you forgot.
following.
Talking about social game. I've been around since MySpace. I need you to know this.
Since Weibo or whatever he
No,
said.
I
I
had
know
tracks.
you're.
I
I
had
know you're a
tracks on
fossil.
MySpace.
I know you're a fossil.
Actually, this shit before it was called SoundClick. I don't know if you heard of this shit. Thatpiff.com.
that piff. You
I
were
know,
definitely big on that piff.
I was number one on Thatpiff.
Yeah, you had a serious.
So
mixtape
I
on
know
that
all about
piff.
the social game. Believe you me, mate. And I used to rap.
I'm not
battle.
saying you don't. I'm
The
saying
problem
that,
is, do you think that, like, I feel too old for social media? And since you're like, I've been around since that era, do you feel like now it's just harder to keep up? That, like, you're like, I was big on Dat Piff, right? And that doesn't always translate to the next thing, right? Like, I was pretty big on Instagram, and now I'm not. And then I'm not even active on TikTok anymore, right? So, like, the next social media that comes along, it's probably going to make me feel like a dinosaur even more.
right. So do you feel like you're taking this out socially?
Well, here's the thing, man. To each his own. I also respect people that live a mysterious private lifestyle. You know, I'm ducking shooters, threatening situations.
Like what?
Well, my G, I was just involved in some beef, heavy beef. So now I got enemies.
What kind of beef were you involved in?
Like literally, Zelensky and Putin were like upset. They're beefing. Putin. First of all, when I look at Zelensky, I see Russell's brother, right? And then I'm like, well, what are you picking on Russell's brother for?
Right.
Vlad, relax.
Right.
What are you going so hard for? Shoot this, you know, like, come on, man.
Right.
Wait, you're in the middle of the Zelensky-Putin beef?
Literally, I'm there like, boys, relax.
Who do you think is going to win this thing? This is a white on white.
First
it's
off,
rough out there.
First off, win $14 trillion of resources. That's the spoils of this war is $14 trillion. That's the price of this war.
How much of that is going to actually help, and how much is that going to like just rich people's pockets?
So Ukraine, if it loses, it never sees those resources, it never recovers because Zelensky can only fucking la 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 so long. You know what I'm saying? Zelensky's the reason Ukraine's holding on because my man is really building businesses. The moment they're trying to knock Zelensky because the man is just orchestrating unity and it's crazy.
They're going to have to kill him for this thing to end.
He just had a rebellion.
Right.
You know, Prigozhin felt probably doing this shit for Putin. Like, why are we doing this shit? He's seen a lot of shit. Prigozhin was a leader of Wagner. Wagner lost its whole damn unit in Bakhmut. It was just a bloodbath of World War II proportion.
Right.
So
My grandma's going to love this episode.
Yeah.
it's fire. So
She canceled all her Russian friends.
She did, right?
All 87 years old.
Wow.
Doesn't talk to people she's talked to her entire life anymore.
Yeah. It's,
and this is the division that Putin wanted. He's an egomaniac.
yeah, but people need to be aware to not let it happen in their homes.
If Europe and America want Ukraine to survive, they're gonna be solid.
Do you have anything written right now? Any kind of little like freestyles or anything you have like little like something that you can drop on the mic right now for us real quick?
Val, we don't even have beats. but we can,
Meditating in the hills, stay away from the pills. I blow chiba. If it's beef, let it go on the grill. Smoke steaming like Liam. Got a certain set of skills. Stack blue collar bands. Man's working in the field. Hands hurting him for real, but the pocket wasn't. Glock is smithing with the laser beam air with the stock extension. It's not a competition. It's really just a confrontation. This is just composition, but I'm really not pretending I need compensation for your lack of comprehension. I need interest on every minute of this conversation. I need percentages, dog. I need signatures. Snitches get stung, hung by their tongue with no witnesses. They gonna pay for the treason and the leakages.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
Scheming and the sneakiness.
Okay, no problem. You got it.
Let's get it. Now, hold on. I just want to say that was whatever, right?
Okay.
But I just wrote that last night for the first time in like a year.
That was the first
And
thing
I just
you
want
wanted-
Inspired?
Yeah, I felt you boys inspired me a little bit. So I just want to thank you about it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Any plans to get back in the social game?
Yeah, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Family, friendly, and safe. That's the name of my Instagram handle. It's my 17th Instagram handle. I'm rogue. Social media is just aiming at me. There's also responsible professionals. That's my other handle. Catch me if you can. I just want to say,
Wait,
are we wrapping up? By the way?
No, I don't want to wrap up.
No, we're not
I don't want to
wrapping
wrap
up.
up because I there's an argument Val and I have been having for like 5 days,
Dímelo.
and this.
But
argument,
make sure you ask it correctly because you're going to ask
Okay.
it in your own little way right now.
We were having this argument because last week we interviewed my friend who's a transgender. The episode was great, but then we had a really absurd argument for like 3 hours that spilled over into 4 days. I want you to chime in, and Oscar, please do too, because I think I don't know where he's going to go with this, but I know where Oscar might go with this.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather train and become a Navy SEAL? You don't have to deploy. We didn't say you had to
Now,
deploy.
would you rather? That's not
Okay,
the right
what's
question.
harder?
What's harder mentally?
What's harder mentally? To become a Navy SEAL or to become and essentially stay trans? What's harder?
We got, come on, guys, man. It's obviously Navy SEAL. These trans.
Woo! See, there you go. One.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, these trans, they're not doing nothing.
There's a lot of things I'll
ahead.
try before I cut my
Navy
dick off.
SEAL. Okay, look.
I'm not saying it's not hard. I'm saying cutting my dick
By
off
the
is
way,
going to be harder.
us three, with like a year training, we can do some SEAL shit.
Thank you. Would you?
That's not true.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not true.
So is it harder to cut off your dick or harder to be a Navy SEAL?
No. Hold on. Same. We could also all of us can become trans.
Yeah, no, I can't cut
In
my
a
dick
day.
off.
In
I'm
a
not-
day, bro.
No, cut your dick off
In a day.
and then you have to live with that the rest of your life.
Oh,
It's so
you didn't
much
say,
harder.
You
to
didn't
cut-
say all that.
Yeah, you're trans for life.
Hold
don't
on.
get-
You
like,
you
I'm
guys
saying
are
in
talking
real
about
life
would
right
you
now.
rather. You guys are
What's
asking-
harder to live with every day I wake up? Oh, great.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
if
have
I'd
a
rather,
dick.
but if I wanted to mentally become a Navy SEAL and become transgender, it would be easier mentally to become a transgender.
First
Yeah,
off, nothing,
I don't wanna be either.
First off, nothing's easy about
I
this.
don't want to be either, though.
But you see, you guys are.
I don't want to be either,
You're
so
not-
I'm giving you the fair assessment.
There's nothing easy about this.
There's so much easier to be a Navy SEAL.
No, that's not easy.
Yeah.
No, there's no
Yeah,
easiness
the Navy
here.
SEALs don't get a month.
There's no easiness here. It's a difficult situation psychologically on both angles.
Yes, but what's easier? Okay, let me ask
what's
you a
harder?
question.
That's the
okay,
better
what's
question.
hard? Okay, I asked Val this too. Let's get to this point. Wait, Oscar, what would you do? What's harder?
I mean, I would assume if I didn't feel comfortable in my body, like I think that transition.
Right now, you.
The transition
Would you
would be
rather go?
easier, right?
If
Correct.
right now you. This is you. It's
No,
you.
but
It's
that's
not,
not how it
it's
works.
Not, it's
you
not
can't
if
ask
you want.
that.
Yes.
No, it doesn't apply, Kirill. It could
Val,
only
do you know
apply.
how the game works? Do you know how this game works? The
Okay.
game usually goes, I'm going to offer you 2 things you don't like. That's so you can't. I'm not being like, hey Val, would you rather have chocolate ice cream or vanilla?
We're asking
I'm going,
what's
would you rather
harder?
eat a cockroach?
What was the other one?
We're
Kirill,
asking
what
what's
was the other
harder,
one?
not would you rather, though.
Right, but my point is, you can't want either. He doesn't want to be trans, and he doesn't want to be a Navy SEAL, so he's the perfect person to
Okay.
ask.
That's
What's
fair.
harder for you to live out the rest of your life? To train and become one. No one says you have to deploy, but to just pass that test or cut your dick off. And that dick stays off the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think cutting my dick off
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
like a harder
Same.
choice for me.
Same.
Harder choice.
Same.
You just agreed.
But that's because. But
you.
that
No,
question
okay.
becomes.
I agree because you meant harder. Like
What's harder, cutting your dick off
For
or cutting
you,
your...
for you, it'd be harder to cut your dick off because you want your dick.
it's not that. A lot of trans they cut their dick off, and I support. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to do, homie. What?
Yeah, but what's harder?
That was for the
cut your dick
gatekeepers.
off?
That was for the
What's
gatekeepers.
harder? You went to Ukraine. You didn't cut your
First
dick
of
off.
all, let me tell you something, man. This is a topic where it's very serious, you know, and we should really speak to some experts
You
about
tricked
this.
the Polish girl into driving you to the border.
Yeah, literally.
Listen,
I
would you
respect-
cut your dick off to save Ukraine?
Dang, that's the question.
Because you went to war. Would you cut your? How much you love your grandpa?
That's the question, you know.
How much you love grandpa?
Would you cut your dick off to save your grandpa?
No, I wouldn't cut. I would cut my mom's head off
No, hold
before
on.
I cut my
Hold
dick
on,
off.
check. Say.
You heard what he said?
Wait, what
I
did
cut
you
my
say?
mom's head off before I cut my dick off. And cutting my mom's head off is harder than going into the Navy SEALs.
Hold on. Well, first off, I know you're not actually being serious. It's I understand.
My
the
mom's
joke.
lived a long enough life. How am I going to live the rest of my life without a dick? I have to hang out with my mom on the holidays and be like, "Oh, cool, mom. Remember what I don't have."
So your mom.
I'd rather miss my mom.
If you're with your mom, and what your mom gonna say?
If I was, she'll probably be upset, but I can miss my mom. I can't miss my dick.
Holy shit! So you have more allegiance to your penis than your mother?
I have more allegiance to having a more fun life the longer than my mom needs to exist.
Well,
because
that's
my mom's going to be a reminder. I'm going to look at her every time and be like, great, I'm single. No one loves me. I have no
Everybody's
dick.
miserable.
I have no dick, right? And
That's crazy.
then
I disagree.
But I can put up photos of my mom. I can't put up photos of my dick around my apartment.
K-Real.
Be like, oh, look what I missed.
K-Real, you value that a lot, but because you don't have kids yet. But
Yeah, I don't want 'em.
what if you had one kid already? Would you
If
do
I
it?
had one kid, what would I do? Cut my dick off?
Would you cut your dick off to save your mama?
I've
a
had
good
a
question.
great. I've had a good meal, and I still want to have more good meals. Like I still want to fuck.
If you got
after
if you got 7 kids,
I don't need to have kids to fuck.
all right, damn. But hold on,
Like I just
So-
want to fuck.
I'm not here, you brother. This is tough, and you might
Right?
have a valid
My mom
point. I'm just
needs to go.
This is tough because
You can you put up? Would you put up? I can put up photos of my mom around my apartment and be like, oh my god, so sad. I can't put up photos of my dick in my apartment.
son.
And have my mom
son
come
to
over.
save mama because everybody.
Why am I saving her? I'm saving my dick. You're looking at it the wrong way.
Yeah, you're right.
Saving my dick.
Nah,
not my
but
mom.
the thing is this. The thing
Now,
is this.
would you save Ukraine and lose your dick? Would you go trans for
Oh, yeah,
Ukraine?
by the way, that's
Would
a
you
good
go
question.
trans for Ukraine?
Would you go transfer Ukraine?
Yo, first off, that question hella crazy. Everybody getting rocked right now.
He said everyone's gonna get rocked.
Light another joint up. Light another joint up. We're getting to the good stuff now. We're getting to the real interview.
Yo,
Would you?
I really
How
gotta
much
pee,
do
bro.
you love your people?
I might need to pee for this one, honestly, because I'm getting nervous.
That's how you outwoke these people. Is you go? Would you go trans for Ukraine? And now people are like, oh, you know
Please
what?
don't do that.
Maybe we should stop.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Yo, this shit is hella crazy, son.
Like I don't think there's anything on this world that I would cut my dick off for.
Yo, if you don't cut your dick off,
That's
for
the
Ukraine,
last thing.
Mom, if you're watching, я отрежу все. Все.
Think about it. Name one thing that you would give up after your dick.
Galper, so you wouldn't cut your dick off for Ukraine?
Honestly, no, but honestly,
Can I sleep on
like,
that?
like,
Can I sleep on
no, you can't.
No,
Right
you
now,
can't. You gotta answer.
You're chilling. Some guy walks in. Putin walks in. He's like, "Yo, listen.
Look,
I
am
need to.
Ukraine.
I need to.
I am Ukraine.
Putin.
I am Ukraine.
Putin walks in and
That's
he
cutting
goes,
the dick off Ukraine. I am Ukraine.
What?
"Listen, get your mic. Pull it closer."
I can't.
Putin walks in and he's like, "Look, it'll look really good for me, if I'm like pro-trans now. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shut this thing down. I just need you to cut off your dick.
Here's what happens.
And then I'll walk out.
Here's what happens.
And I'll embrace you. And
You
be
know,
like,
you know who's the man with steel nuts in Europe? The man who will sell you at any time? Zelensky. They said to him exactly this.
They asked him if he would go trans.
Yeah, and he said, I'm not going trans, motherfucker. He said the N-word. He said, I'm not going trans.
Zelensky said that?
Neighbor.
No, but seriously.
He said, I'm not going trans. He said, we're going to fuck you all up. And the Battle of Kiev, glorious battle, liberation. Battle of Kherson, liberation. Battle of Kharkov, liberation. So
I feel like you're making amends with the answer you're about to say.
Yeah.
Would you cut
My
your
brother,
dick off?
we're
to
not
say-
asking any
No,
of
but
that.
right now, literally, dick gone, Ukraine, back to its
Back to
glorious sun.
restored.
how am I going to be in Crimea with no dick, bro?
Yeah.
So, better find some new solutions.
Yo, you gotta. Don't smoke.
Would you cut your dick off for your
Ukraine
mom's
is not
life?
lasting.
For my mom?
Yeah.
I'll cut my dick off for my mom.
You cut your dick off for your mom?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I would. You can't. There's
I
nothing.
love my mom way too much to not cut my dick off.
I love my dick way too much.
I love my dick, but I love my mom.
He loves
more.
his dick more than his Ukraine, maybe more than the concept of his.
Yeah,
people.
he talks a crazy game like he doesn't need a dick to
I mean,
be
realistic-
happy with Ukraine's victory.
Him? I mean,
Yeah.
he spent
But
a
all of
weekend
a
there.
sudden
He was
now
on
he's thinking
vacation.
about it mad
He was on
hard.
vacation. He's like, I don't need to cut off a dick for
see,
this.
I give you a realistic one. Like
That's how you know he wants his dick
I
more
give
because
you-
he's on Tinder in mid-war.
Yeah, he's like, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm swiping with his glove.
Y'all giving me astronomical, hypothetical shit like Ukraine on the dick. Like this shit would never happen. My dick good, baby.
They could blow your dick off.
but it's not that good.
They could blow your dick off.
If Zelensky had a choice to cut his dick off or save Ukraine, he would cut his dick off.
What do you think Zelensky's doing when he's meeting with Greta Thunberg? He's talking his shit. He's like,
Tucking
oh.
is not cutting.
He just told them, he's like, boys, they're trying to get us to get mad land before the NATO meeting. He's like, I'm not gonna kill you guys. the dick is the army, right? The dick. So
The
you don't want,
testosterone's in the balls, so you're still gonna have testosterone. You just gotta cut the dick off.
well, are you cutting the balls off with the dick?
Look, you can't show
That's a
up
good
anywhere
question.
without a
Are we
dick.
cutting the dick off with the balls or just?
It doesn't matter. The
Yes,
dick's
it does.
gone. I can't put my balls inside you.
It doesn't matter, but
I
the balls
can't put-
still give you energy.
It's not about the energy. It's the fact that I want to be able to put my dick into things.
Are we cutting the balls with the dick? It's very important. Are we castrating, or are we?
No, the dick's gone. The thing that you put in that feels good. The balls don't feel good.
Honestly, it's a crazy question because I'm like you, bro. I'm an artist with the love making and the shit. Is just
I never
crazy.
said I was an artist. I just said I like it. Okay, don't fucking yeah. I don't think I could think of anything that is worse than having my dick cut off. You know, I mean, like people are like, oh, like what's worse?
Yeah, but I
mean,
think
what's slowly dying of cancer.
But I think
probably
that's just.
sounds
I think
worse.
that's hilarious. First of all, I think you're super funny with that. But we all know the answer. Kirill would definitely cut his dick off if it came down to that.
So what? What are the stakes for Ukraine? I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
for
Russian.
mama.
Oh, for mama. If they were like, cut your dick off, or my mom is in the room, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If I had to look my mom in the eye
We all know the answer. It's not even.
and
It's not
shoot her,
Nah, bro.
What if it was just half of it?
half my dick.
I know.
I only
Kirill,
have half now.
I know Kirill.
But I
But
would
look
be
at her
down
and be
to a
like,
quarter.
"Ma," he's like, "What do you want me to do? Like, I'm not gonna have you. I gotta pass the generation."
It's like George Costanza.
But what if your mom says you don't want to have kids anyway? What the fuck, asshole?
What?
Yeah. What if she goes, "You seriously not gonna do that? You're an asshole. You don't even want to have
Do you
kids
think
anyway."
my mom thinks I have sex to make babies?
How do you think your mom is watching this right now? How do you think she would react to this?
I think she would be crying right now.
That's fucked
She
up.
would. My mom started crying when I told her that I would put her in a nursing home. I'm like, the minute you become an inconvenience, like, I'm sorry.
You're
like,
such
why would
an
my life-
asshole.
Why would I
It's
want to be
crazy.
sad?
You're
It's like
such a
watching
dick.
someone slowly die. You're like, just go.
Yo, this is
Like-
This is some like.
Realistically,
sadistic shit.
Realistically, do
This
you
is
want to
some-
be around
this is-
sadness?
this is a
like
type of
if your
humor.
mom is in a wheelchair, she's like got to feed. She can't even feed herself, right? And she lives with you. At some point, you're like, man, I'm gonna spend some money and let her put her in a home. Let her someone take care of her because I'm just waiting for her to die now, and I don't have any joy because I just gotta. There's my mom. She's
There's a way
falling
to.
apart.
There's a
He's
way.
a modern man.
There's a way to deal with. There's
take
a
out
way
my
to
dick
deal
off
with
on the
your
modern
mama.
man.
Always take care of your mama, ladies and gentlemen. Next topic.
I had a note for this episode
Yes.
because I forgot what my transition was going to be to do it. But my only note here is says, "What would I do if Hitler wore my merch?"
Oh my god.
If it came out that Hitler wore "Assholes Live Forever," I would have. This plays with the moral compass of a Jew because part of me is like, this is fucking horrendous. But then the other half of me is like,
Great marketing.
The followers right there.
You
And
see
the
that?
sales.
You see, that's why
I would have to like
people.
it.
That's why
I would
people-
secretly like
That's
it.
why people were more grateful and weren't as selfish back in the day because now everything's leveraged through your clout and your following.
So you're saying I'm a piece of shit because
Yes.
before the internet I would have been like, fuck Hitler.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, fuck Hitler, but damn, he's good for business.
Correct. Exactly. Just like every other fucking media company in the world right now.
I don't disagree with you.
You're right.
Are you so high?
I don't like talking about Hitler. He's getting too much attention. He fucked up everything, bro. He's an idiot.
Okay.
Hitler's getting too big.
Okay. So now look.
I don't like Hitler, bro.
Let's do. I don't think anyone
I hope
likes Hitler.
so.
Yeah, it's an idiot. Just want to say, like, with the rise of anti-Semitism
I'm a fellow.
in American communities, I want to say, we gotta be easy with everybody. Everybody needs love, except of course.
Get the other strain. It's like this one's too happy.
You're a very political guy. You were involved in some
you're
history.
like a little. He's like a little.
Hold on. He
he's
was
like a-
involved in major history, not only with the war, but we did some research. Well, you did
I
some
brought
research.
it up earlier.
And
He's fucking homies with Roger Stone.
he
Or
was-
was. I think he disavowed that whole crew
Right.
at the top of the episode.
Here's the thing. They're misled, kind of. They're not coming from a bad place. They're just misinformed and misconstrued. A lot of them are like Germans in the 40s. A lot
I
of them
mean,
just got
wouldn't that always be your enemy in life? Is like you could just be like, oh, they're not bad, they're misinformed, because on the other side, they're just people with families too.
Right.
Aren't two opposing sides just misinformed to hate each other?
No, you got to take a stance. So, are you taking a stance? Like, you don't care about this war. You don't want to have part of your tax going to protect Ukraine.
Yeah, I wouldn't cut my dick out for it.
At the end of the day, you realize this is strategically important, and you know, if you're morally a person, you want to stand for the defense of sovereignty and nationhood instead of, like, you know, empires. Whatever your political stance on this is. So, I know I'm just gonna.
I'm so fucking high right
I'm
now.
back
My
confused of what
legs
just
are
happened.
vibrating.
Hold on.
All right, cheers.
All right. No worries. So
Hey, do it. Pour one out for Ukraine.
So where did you see this? Oh yeah, after. Hold on. Where did you see this Roger Stone interview that you said that he mentioned his name?
Yo, so I Googled.
I just want to say one thing about Roger Stone. Not a bad guy, but really like misinformed, you know, and that whole group of people just kind of like everybody's so tribal, like, oh fuck Ukraine is with Joe Biden, fuck him, like kill him.
Well, it's like sports teams, right?
Yes, people are so tribal, man.
It's
and
blind rivalry.
Yeah, look at Ukraine
Or
and
blind
Russia.
allegiance.
It peak tribalism. Ukraine and Russia, peak tribalism. You know, literally Putin finessed the Russians to kill Ukrainians, and now it's hella beef, hella smoke, artillery. This is the craziest shit ever, bro. Ukraine defending their land.
But isn't this the shit you should be rapping about? You said there's two. But
I don't want to make rap songs. I
Do
want
you want to make other art? Is there any other art you want to make?
No,
or are you done making art and you're just a contractor?
I'm doing some shit with I have serious prayer power.
What?
Law of attraction, law of prayer.
Okay.
Like not just prayer, like
Did you pray for this episode?
Yeah, I've been praying on this.
Can we pray on this episode? I just want to know what a prayer session looks
All right, here we
like.
go.
Is it what language do you pray in?
It's not a language. Once you put words on the prayer, you know what I mean? It's you.
So you can't pray.
No. There's
we
a.
can't all listen to you pray.
This
for
is the
us?
prayer right here. You ready?
Okay,
Come on.
Put our heads down.
Okay.
I wish in the edit, let's just add what kind of music would be behind this. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, some. Listen.
wait, hold on. He's gonna. I think. Okay.
So this is a little vibration, right?
Okay.
When you vibrate like
Wait,
that,
why'd you lean back and smile like that?
Yeah. Do you know that you're full of
Wait.
shit or
Are
not?
you fucking around or like what's happening? We stay consistent here with the.
what's not consistent? That was a vibration.
Oh, that wasn't the prayer. That wasn't the prayer. That
So
was
that's
just
the beginning of the prayer.
that's his warm up.
Yeah, that's
He's
just
just
like
clearing his vocal cords.
it's like the aura, you know. So,
But that's the prayer.
yeah,
What
like-
was said was said.
Nah, you go into a deep trance where you're really just like appreciating the essence of everything and seriousness of everything.
Oh,
And
you're just high.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Whatever your choice of prayer or solitude or like, you know, like actually in it's good to be in like nature and stuff like that, but you know, it's very important to stay prayed up and have that aura of like solitude and
Right, but that seems like just like a you experience, and art seems like something you give to the people. Are you not missing that part of your life of giving something for consumption, not just because the prayer shit clearly is just between you and whatever is happening and how good your weed is.
yeah.
Is there any output that's just like, oh shit, I'm painting or I'm drawing or I'm writing?
He's asking creatively, what's your output?
Yeah, like,
do you do
you're
poems?
clearly a creative human being.
Yeah.
And hysterical.
Obviously, yeah, I outburst my art in different ways. I have like at one point I started like a show called Responsible Professionals, and it's where we just like addressed what's happening in the war. And you know, when you talk about war, and you talk, you sometimes you don't even want to say anything.
Val, are you drunk?
Bro, what the fuck is he talking
No,
about?
I get it. I get it.
Yo.
I get it. You know what? I'm high as him.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Are you worried about talking about it and just what, like, just being like a snitch?
Nah, you just want to.
Or you
like,
want to be like, oh, I don't want to be that
He
guy.
just said that he started a show about war.
It's so much,
and then he
he's
can't
like, I don't
talk
wanna
about war.
like
He's the guy that signed an NDA.
obviously like it's so much death, and obviously I'm cheering on for Ukraine. I'm rooting for Ukraine, but this ain't a sport.
His sister's deaf.
This ain't a sport.
He said death.
Oh, he said deaf?
Yeah,
Oh,
deaf.
deaf. Like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
can't hear. Okay.
There's other deaf people in this world.
that's a fact. That's
Why
a fact.
just my sister?
No.
She's not going to hear this
Out of
episode.
nowhere. But I was referring to just respecting the amount, just respecting the soldiers and their memories. You know what I mean? I'm big on these boys gave their life up, and let's just respect. Let's not trivialize it. If I'm gonna glorify it, I'm gonna make sure that there's some kind of victory secured. Otherwise, it's stupid. Why am I making all these songs if we're not putting in real work So it's one of these things where it's like I don't want to rap about it. I want to see it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to make soundtracks and theme songs for the people that are in war to listen to it to get hyped up? You don't want to make some anthems for them?
Yeah, so fucking...
Yeah, like a little like Pop Smoke anthem in a way where they could be like,
Look,
welcome to the pod.
Oscar, I got a track for you.
Oh.
Go on SoundCloud. Unreleased
shit.
Glock Dara. Ghost of Brooklyn.
Ooh. Let's listen to that.
Yeah, make it a little louder.
Don't copyright strike this episode, please.
War in Ukraine brought it all over focus. And lucky for everybody in the Western world, Ukrainians are way better fighters.
This is you?
This is Dave Chappelle.
That's Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Loves Dave Chappelle.
We don't negotiate with terrorists, cannot cuddle with the snakes. There will never be no cucking, and our hands will never shake. Got the snipers in the bushes, and their hands don't ever shake. From 2,700 meters,
Rap it.
put a hot one in his face. All this killing got me filled with hatred. No peace until liberation. No cooperation, no negotiation. Only terrorist liquidation. No compromise, only reparation. For the torture chamber.
You're not gonna rap it?
What will it take to keep my soul from raging? I'm bloodthirsty, that's a compensation. I see Tucker Carlson, Cocker Tarlson. World War III, stop cocking Carlson. Time to show the whole fucking arsenal. Open up the storages and lock it all. Loading up the trucks, armored vehicles, howitzers and drones. Yeah, we need it all. Roots and prayer, we gon' stop this war, my dog. We just getting started, coming back for more. First things first, gotta pray for my dogs on the front line. Let big ting go off, take back. Every block we ain't stopping this war. We cannot stop killing all.
I mean, you are talented as fuck.
Thank you.
It just doesn't seem like it would come out of him.
I know, right?
You're so peaceful. You're like, I'm just looking for love and peace.
That's when you relax.
Yeah.
All right, so
What bothers me is that, do you remember the songs you write, or like what happens? Like, I'm just trying to figure out how does that work?
So no.
Yo, you don't remember none of them.
Not always, bro.
I feel like you couldn't get the real Glock Dara, and you just convinced your Ukrainian friend to come in here.
Literally,
I'd be like, yo, just go with it. Just go.
yeah.
Just learn Chinese.
He's a duplicate.
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, I think we covered a good amount.
This is like a 2-part episode, maybe.
Yeah. First off, God bless you, boys. Thank you for having me. You know what I mean? I hope I gave you some good content.
Yeah, of course.
This was very informative.
This was great.
Yeah.
Oscar,
And we all
you were
agreed
feeling this or what?
we all agreed that my point is finally proven. It's locked. It's recorded. Cutting your dick off is way harder than anything. Way harder than saving Ukraine.
It's not harder
Way
if you prefer it.
Yes, thank you. But no one prefers cutting their dick off.
Yeah, because we're not trans.
And you're not saving Ukraine.
Cut my dick off my mama, you're?
I cut my dick off for my mama.
All right, there's I love you, Galper. There's a clap.
I think that's
right
the name
there.
of the episode.
Oh, it's not.
I won't cut my dick off to save Ukraine. Is that YouTube friendly? Can we do D?
My brother, please don't name it that.
Clickbaity wise, give me a better clickbait. Give me a better clickbait.
Clickbait. Foreign Legion soldier.
I'm sleeping. I'm asleep.
Fuck.
Just my
Would you
racism.
cut your dick off to save your mama? Boom.
Would you cut your dick off to save a whole country of people that you claim to work?
Would you cut your dick off for your mama?